20-some thousand for that car. These people are weird. That is overpriced. Hello, hello. Why is there always beeping? Like somebody is constantly in reverse, but there's never anybody around. hmm Quick work live stream, just on a break here at work, and we're going walking around the doctor's parking lot. Well, the garage. It's just the bottom floor is doctor's parking, but I'm actually on I'm on the fifth. Normally I go on the sixth, but there was like some extra parking spots. So yeah, we got on the fifth today. Hey, D-Town, the goddess. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you. I appreciate you for coming in. How you doing? Hope you had a awesome holiday and hope you're having an amazing day today. Can you believe today is December 1st? It is the first of the month, which is crazy. It's crazy. Oh my God. Oh, you go. Yeah, I'm not gonna walk in front of you. I'm in no rush. Clearly you are, so you go ahead and go. I'm good, and we are having a snowstorm, and I have to work tonight. Wow, really? Oh my stars. So where are you again, D-Town, the goddess? Oh, I'm doing amazing. I'm doing great. I've had such a wonderful start to my morning, and here at work, and I'm laughing again. Clearly, I'm just, I'm in great spirits, and I'm going to continue to be in great spirits. But by me being in great spirits, I can tell that it upsets some people because they're frowning, and as they frown, I just continue to laugh. I'm talking about hysterically, and I love it. I love it because what are they going to do? What are you going to write me up for laughing, for having a positive attitude, for making literally, oh, what, two patients even today were like, man, like, um, your laugh is contagious and I don't even feel any pain. I was just like, wow. They weren't even like, they were just in passing, on a stretcher. And I just had just recently got to work and I was just like laughing, just having fun and laughing at, some jokes and stuff with coworkers, just trying to have a positive mind. And, you know, it does impact people's lives in a positive way, but some people are just so angry. They're so upset. So I don't know, whatever. I'm just gonna keep being positive and just genuinely just enjoying my days, enjoying the days. And I've changed my mindset, you know. Yes, as far as weight loss and like stress management and stuff, but I still, when I was coming to work, I was still allowing things to impact my life in a negative way. But I said, Terrence, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Y'all know I worked Thanksgiving, and I worked a lot. Did a lot of cases Thanksgiving Day, and which was Thursday. And one of the doctors who was like very rude and very nasty with the team, and I was part of that team, because someone else opened and had the wrong things. The card was messed up, I'm not gonna lie, but I digress. But I'm telling you guys, none of that affected me. I didn't even talk about it. None of that affected me in a negative way or a positive way. It's all about not allowing things to mess with your inner spirit, And I know that may sound really cheesy, but I'm serious. And when you can tap into that, I'm I'm gonna be frank. When you can just be like, I don't give a fuck about that. What's my main concern? Is this patient being taken care of to the best of my ability? Am I respecting everyone in the room to the best of my ability? Am I doing everything to the best of my ability correctly? If I can answer yes to all three of those things, whatever anything else happens or whatever anybody else going through, I can give a rat's ass about. And I'm telling you, I have tapped into that. I'm so deep in that concept. I love that for me. I love that for Terrence. Cause I know I'm not doing anything wrong. Me, like right now, I could talk about like, I could be a little frustrated, but I'm not. But this is just observation. I gave 3 lunches. Somebody didn't give any. And somebody didn't give any, and I work with this person. And so in passing, literally, like maybe like 20 minutes ago in passing, oh, hi, Terrence. I'm like, hi, how you doing? I'm not gonna sit up here and not speak to you or shade you because I know for a fact I don't want to call it luck. I want to call it strategic. You strategically, got out of giving lunches and stuff. And hey, I digress. But the old Terrence, which let me just say 3 weeks ago, I would have been irate. I would have been so upset. I'm not going to be upset about that. No, because God sees all. And at the end of the day, like I know why I'm here. And it's not just for a paycheck. It's here to make a difference in someone's life who needs it. So I'm good. I'm always going to be good. You in St. Louis? Oh yeah, that's right. St. Louis. I told you I worked in St. Louis at the Children's Hospital, gambled in St. Louis, worked in Fenton, Missouri, had a beautiful Airbnb in Arnold, Missouri, because I worked at St. Clair Hospital in Fenton, Missouri. But wow, it's y'all getting a snowstorm. That's crazy. Why does our happiness make some people mad? I do not get it. D-Town, I'm telling you, I'm talking about angry. Like I can see if it was like, okay, I'm just coming in and I'm like, I'm in your ear and I'm just ha 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 ha. I promise you it's not that. It's simple. Like you wouldn't even like, I'm laughing and I'm smiling, but it's to myself. And I respectfully do that because you can be, let me just say this, people can be, what's the word? Like overly, like I know I said hysterically, but still you can be like excessively loud or you can be obnoxious. That's the word I'm looking for, obnoxious. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't have boogers in my nose, but I got some hairs in my nose. But you can be obnoxious. And I promise you I'm not obnoxious. Like you wouldn't even hear me like when I was when I was almost 500 pounds, you couldn't hear my ass coming. Now that I'm even less, I know people can't hear me coming. So I know I'm not excessively, loud or just obnoxious and stuff. It's just the fact that your happiness, you have something to smile about. Like I took a picture earlier, and y'all know I did like a little collage, like a side by side from like the before and after, and I posted it on my community, and I was just smiling because not to say I was miserable back then, but I remember that picture, and I remember when I was sitting down, I said I was a little bit, my body ached a little bit more. Now my body aches less. It really does. I mean, I'm ready to start the rest of my day when I leave after, 12, 14 hours of working. But I was just smiling at it. And even with me smiling, people like, looking all weird. And I'm just like, whatever. What can you do? What you do is you focus on yourself and you don't let the negativity impact your life, be it negatively or positively. It doesn't impact my life no matter what. I always like to say what Venus had an interview and people were like, oh, what do you think people talk about? You're 40, you're 45, 46, and you're like in your mid 40s, let me say that. And you're playing tennis still, and they're saying that, your prime, that time is over, you need to go ahead and retire, and why are you doing this? She says, I'm not doing it for fans. I'm not doing it for the critics. I'm playing tennis for Venus. And she says, because at the end of the day, a fan, and she said it respectfully, a fan or a critic, like a hater or whatever the case may be, someone who just doesn't support her or somebody who does support her, it's not going to impact her life negatively or positively because she's not going to allow it to impact her life or affect her life. And I said, I respect that. Some people took it as, oh, she's just being a pompous, know-it-all, or an ass. I said no, because if you know, you know. The point about the thing about it is, what I eat does not make you shit, and what you eat don't make me shit. What you read doesn't make me smart, and what I read doesn't make you smart. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are all individuals. We all have all of us have our own individual minds and way of thinking, unless, I don't know, unless you kind of like, unless you don't do that, and you just kind of piggyback off of others and stuff. But we all have our own way of thinking and stuff, and it's just what it is. And I just think that's, I mean, for me, that explains and describes me perfectly, and that's the concept that I'm going with. I'm not going to allow it to bother me, be it good or bad. And that doesn't mean I don't care about people, but it's just no. It's just your existence is your existence. My existence is my existence, and we just have to be okay with that. I feel like as a people, we need to be okay with that. Um, 1 second. Uh, Laughter is good medicine, if that's what the saying goes. Yeah, it is a good medicine. I've literally seen it, and I've seen people who laugh, like as far as patients and stuff. I've seen them come out of a lot of things in life, which is like crazy. It's like, whoa. Just a thing, bro. What is your favorite color? Oh, my favorite color is green. I love green. Heather, what's up? Have a Merry Christmas. My dad and grandparents passed away. It will be hard on me this. I'm so sorry to hear that, Heather. I understand completely. The holidays are just it's bittersweet, especially since I lost my mom. But I'm so sorry. I hope and pray that it goes as well as it can for you. But just think of happy thoughts. I know that's like so cheesy, but yeah, but think that's what they would want us to. That's what our loved one would want us to do. My mom always says, because she would say way before she passed, she'd say, "Don't you don't think of me or look at me. Remember me being in the casket, or being receiving chemo or whatever. You remember me. Remember the good times." And yeah, and that's what I choose to do. It's hard. It's not easy. It's hard, but I choose to be positive and think of happy stuff, and that gets me through my days. Again, I don't know about y'all, but I'm going. It's one step at a time, but I'm going like one at this point. It's probably like 1 minute at a time. That's just what I'm doing. I cannot be focused about the next 10 minutes, the next hour even. Like, I'm not. I refuse to, allow myself to get stressed out. And what good is that gonna do? I know y'all probably like, oh, he just, like, I know I saw somebody talking about yapping, but I'm so serious. That's literally my life. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and I can't be bothered with that. I can't be stressed out about things that I have no control over. Um, big, Big Mama said hello. Big Mama 4K. I said hello and literally you ignored me. No, I'm just now getting to the comments. Thank you for the makeup brush, Big Mama. Crazy days, yo. Remember me? I do remember you. Hope old or how? Are you saying how old am I? I'm 39 years old as of yesterday. My birthday was yesterday. Um, at Big Mama 4K, no, the guy yapping and trapping. D-Town, D-Town, the guy that says, I'm over 40 and I still swim, roller skate, and dance. Wow, that's awesome. Why you call me Bug Mama? I said Big Mama. It is okay to accept your apologies. He way behind, and exactly. So now I'm getting caught up, but I'm usually behind because I do talk, or as you put it, yapping and trapping. I don't know what the trapping part is. What is that? Is that I thought trapping is like fucking or doing drugs. D-Town, the guy that says the journey on earth is a self journey. Absolutely, it is. Wow, that is so true. My mom would say that too. She said, I wouldn't, I didn't come in this world with no one. I'm gonna leave this world with no one. Like, and it's not because Yes, my mom was surrounded with love. You know, when she, I like to say, as she passed away the second time, because she coded, and she literally her heart stopped in front of me, but it was just me. And then they obviously, got her back, and then in ICU, that's when she was like extubated, and there she passed. But again, you can be surrounded with loved ones, you can be surrounded with whatever, but you leave this world by yourself. You come in this world by yourself. I don't know if people understand that, but I do believe when you say self journey, that is absolutely, that's the truth. It is. It's a self. Or it's a self. It's a self journey. It surely is. I believe that. Um. Oh hi, Big Mama says. You do be yapping and trapping, boy. Can I have a hug? Absolutely, Big Mama. I'll give you a hug and just I'll hug you and start just yapping and trapping more. Thank you for the makeup brushes. I appreciate that. Um, D-Town, the goddess says facts. Even we ascend as one, not as a group. That is why it is important to focus on self. Oh, absolutely. I love that. That is super relevant. And I think so many people want to focus on being a part of like these groups and what my friends or family or people or coworkers or who whatever strangers think about me or think of me. And I said I think we got to let me just speak for Terrence. I say I think if I thought like that, I'd have the wrong concept on life. I got to continue to speak for myself because I can't speak for anyone else. But I think when I did think like that, I had the wrong outlook and concept about life because it's not about what anybody else thinks. It's not. Of course, I want to make my mom proud, my dad proud. I want it to be motivational for people and stuff. But at the end of the day, I got to focus on Terrence, and I have to, do more soul searching and learn to appreciate myself more, learn to love myself more. And I'm not gonna lie, it has been a struggle, but I've been able to start doing that like consciously, 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 and really holding myself accountable. You know, stop, dissing myself and disrespecting myself and forgiving myself and moving past all the noise and all the ignorance. And it's just been amazing. And also, I put a post up. I did like a video where it was like, oh well, I did a video, but somebody come in and was like, it's hard for me to forgive, and I can't. I have so much resentment and hate and blah blah blah. I said, well, that's why you have to forgive. I'm not saying forget. Sometimes you probably can't ever forget. But Lord is my witness, over the years, I forgot some stuff. I can't even remember some of the bad things or what. Maybe somebody owed me something. I can't even remember. Hell, I ain't gonna lie, because I refuse to let that impact my life to where I can't focus. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't go on. Here recently, there has been some things where I've loaned, you know, people money or whatever and stuff, and I haven't received that back. But again, I forgive and I move on. I learn from my mistakes, but I'm not gonna sit up here and be a bitter person, because that stuff is it wears you down. It wears you down. Like I feel amazing. I'm gonna go back from my break. I'm gonna go into work. I'm gonna be just my jolly, authentic self. And whatever anybody thinks about that, that's on them. Cause I know I'm not doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I mean, if I was a patient, I want to be around someone positive and someone who genuinely enjoys helping others and actually likes to be at work. But it is what it is. Again, that's just my way of thinking. Um, um, don't be meeting those hands too low while giving me a hug. Joe Friday said, Jennifer Hudson River, LOL, what's up? How you doing, Joe Friday? I have to learn to enjoy my own company. D-Town the goddess. I have no problem with that, man. I ain't got no problem with that. I played a lot of doubles in tennis, but I enjoy my singles. I think that's why I enjoy tennis in itself because even if you have an entourage of people like your coaches and your trainers and you know your your other team mates and stuff like when you're at like high school or playing college level, which I played both of those, and you're doing like a group league tennis, you're still when you're singles, you're still on that court by yourself. No matter who you got cheering for you, you still got to sit up here and play against your opponent and try to win this match. So that's why I like that because if I mess up, it's on me. It's on me. That's why I ain't gonna lie. I played some doubles and I won some championships and won some tournaments. But when when we lost, I was quick to be like, hey, that was on my partner, and I'm not gonna sit up here and lie. So that way, and that may sound like it's bad sportsmanship, but it is what it is. But in this way, I feel like if I lose that match, it's on me. It ain't on nobody. So that's why I choose to do that. And I don't know. That's just the way I guess my mind is wrapped. Thank you for the party hat facts. When you respect yourself, then others will follow. And even if they don't, D-Town the goddess, I must say, even if they don't, because I must say, I feel like we can respect ourselves to like an abundance of respect for ourselves, and people still want to be disrespectful, but let them be that. My deal is, like I say, long as you don't eat my oxtails or you don't touch me, we are better than good. Don't eat my oxtails and don't touch me. I love my oxtails. Forgiveness is powerful, but it does not mean continue to deal with certain people. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's necessary though. I think it's necessary, but and I think that's what has people confused because like, oh, if you forgive, you're being weak and you're allowing those people back in your life. No. I can forgive somebody and I have, honest to God, this is a few people, and I've never talked to these people again. I mean, but I forgive them, and I'm not gonna bash them. Like, just say if we were to cross each other's paths or come to mind, I'm not gonna be like, oh God, I can't stand her, I can't stand him. I loaned them $2,000. That's a true story. I loaned a couple of people a couple of grand, and it's like literally just like they just disappeared off the face of the earth. And I'm like, first of all, that's like because you owe me $2,000, there's no reason to disappear off the face of the earth. Like I'm not gonna harm you for money. and I think secondly, for those fake friends in my life, they knew. Like people know, like I'm not about to go to jail. And if I really don't have it to just give it to you, I'm not gonna just loan it. Let me put it like that, because in a sense, really loaning money is giving money away nowadays. That's why I said I respect Oprah Winfrey, who said, I don't give any money to anybody. And she said what she does is she pays them, she gives them money to get out of her life. And I said, damn, that is deep. Because, I don't know. Y'all know that's something, or in my life, it's been stemming for many, many years when you sit up here and you do that. And it's very seldom, which is sad, that people, give it back to you. So that's why, and people can attest to this, like far as family and actual friends or whatever the case may be. When I do, like say if it's something, they say, oh, Terrence, you got an extra 200, got an extra 400 that you can loan me and I can pay you back and blah, blah, blah with interest. And I'll give it. And then I'll immediately follow after like, hey, don't even worry about paying me back. Are you sure? I'm absolutely positive, because I want to protect our friendship. Because at the end, it's not about when you loan money. I need to do a live stream about this. When you loan money, or you loan money to a friend or whoever, I think it's important for this is how I look at it. It's important for me just to give or not give anything. I feel like in some degree, when you say if you don't give it, and that's happened too, you see people like shut down from you because they feel like, oh wait, you know you got the money, you ain't gonna give me the money, you ain't gonna loan me the money. Okay, that's none of your business. My money is my money. And then the other thing is, you you know this person already in a bind. They're not going to pay back. They don't pay nobody back. They don't pay nobody back. And then you know that's going to irritate you. Like I know it's going to irritate me, so I'm going to go ahead and say, "Hey, don't worry about paying me back." just to just to protect the friendship. Now that it may sound strange to you guys, but I just think it's just how I cope with things. But what I also do is now if they continue to ask for money, I just I'm not gonna deal with it. I'm not gonna deal with it because I don't, you don't have time for that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just kind of silly how people think, or what people do in certain times. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think that's right to do people like that, especially when times are so hard. Call David, look down, hi, have to go. Okay, bye bye. I used to play racquetball. Really? That's awesome. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Terrence, I'm looking for a new job because I've been working alone. These past few days is really making me upset. Nobody should have to work alone and nobody should have to work without a manager. I agree. Absolutely. I agree. Angelique Hughes, happy belated birthday. Thank you so much, Angelique. I have literally lost over 200K giving to users. I no longer give like that, but I give in a different way now. D-Town, wow. When you put that number, that is like unsettling, but I don't even want to, you know what, like I said, I forgot. I forgot over the years loaning, loaning money, giving money, but ooh, I probably, oh my gosh. Why'd you say that? Because I'm like, I'd probably be right there, maybe more. Because even with I know I'm not gonna call nobody names. But I must say it has been some YouTubers, let me put it like that, YouTubers, and I don't even want to say friends, I'm just gonna say some YouTubers that are acquaintances and whatever and stuff. Not gonna lie, like the word loan did come up, but with two or three people, I did say, hey, don't worry about giving me anything back. And they were like, "Oh, you sure? You sure?" I'm like, yeah. Because at the end of the day, the reason why I said that, oh gosh, this is so sad. The reason why I said it because it had already 3 weeks had already passed, and when they should have already given me the money back, and they didn't. So I said, okay, I see that they're probably not going to give it back. They're not communicating. And what it is, it's like they know that, okay, man, you got the money. That's what it is. So I'm like, whatever, I just kind of wash my hands with that. But with those two people, that's already 3,000. That is so crazy when I think about this. That's 3,000. And then with a family member, that's another 2,000. So that's just 5,000 within three people, $5,000. And that's just three people. And I promise you, that's just recent. Man, so just think about all the years and all the times. And I'm not talking about like, say for instance, like with my sisters, when my mom's alive, my dad or whatever. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about like down the family line, like of cousins and whatever and stuff. That is crazy. I don't think we think about how much we really do give out. Because but then see, for also with when if I'm thinking about like PayPal or Cash Apps or something with YouTube or whatever stuff, I do look at that as different. But I used to give like anywhere from 3,000 to 5,000 every month, and I was not making that back from social media, but I would give it every month. Because already, when I think about it too, like I like donate on my channel, like far as the memberships and stuff, whatever. But I really have, man, I just don't even want to start thinking about it because I'm like, that's a lot of money when you think about it. Yeah, because if I was giving, because I know, who knows, Keith Jenkins, that brother knows too. he he has gone through a lot within social media, and that man was giving more money than I was giving, and Lord knows I was giving, like I said, anywhere from 3 to 5, and sometimes even more a month. When you talk about super chats, super stickers, and that was before gifts. That was before gifts. So super chat, super stickers, um, super thanks, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and Zelle. My right-handed guy, like I mean, even just 3 years ago, with YouTube and stuff, whatever. I mean, I don't know, y'all. I just been through so much, like the scams, like especially this time of the year. One person in particular, she had several kids. I was real cool with her. We talked a whole lot. Gave her, gave her $600 on the live stream, like $600, like 100, 100, 100. I had it was six red. Like when you give $100 on a live stream, it stays red for the longest time. It stays up there because the bigger the super chat is, the longer it'll stay up or stay highlighted on the person live stream. So I gave her that, and then after the live, I gave her another. I cashed that another $600, and this is why I did that because the person has multiple children, and she was like, "Oh, they're not going to have a Christmas," and all I can think about, I don't have children, but all I can think about my nieces and nephews who I know are gonna like be opening up like 30 presents apiece. Like I'm not even exaggerating. It's like Armageddon in my sister's homes, like when Christmas comes around. Cause like, we collectively all give and it's such a beautiful and I love, Christmas is such a beautiful time of the year. It's bittersweet because my mom has passed and my two best friends who committed suicide, so every year it's a lot, but I love like the kids, having a fun time, especially with that damn what Keisha put up now, the damn Elf on the Shelf. Oh my God. But anyway, yes, I was scammed. I was scammed. And actually one of her close friends reached out to me and told me this. Again, I don't take people's word for it, but I confronted everybody. And even the friend that told me didn't want to sit up here and be like, oh, I told Terrence. But so they basically, three close friends here on YouTube all became, in my opinion, like distance. And I guess they from the get go they weren't friends with each other and stuff. It was a bunch of drama. But all three of them had taken let me say this right. All three of them used and manipulated me out of a lot of money. And like D-Town that got us. What I'm saying is, when you said that 200K over 200K, I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even want to put it into like, I don't even want to calculate this, but I know for a fact with the channels, I just gave so much. You think about like, and it's the proof is there because YouTube also keeps like your purchases and all that stuff. It keeps a tally on that stuff. Like honestly, luckily with my accountant, like when I file the taxes and stuff, because you do pay taxes, with your revenue as far as YouTube, I can write some things off. I thank God because it's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, that is so weird when you think about it. You just have to be careful. Mm, that is so sad. You got me thinking. Um, my mom stole 77K from me. Wow. $77,000 your mom stole. Oh my gosh. Let's say, yeah, I guess labor has been too high to have two people on shift, but still I could have used my coworker. I was out 50 minutes later than usual last night. Nobody prepped me. They wasted 52 bread. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. D-Town, the guy that said she stole over 40K from my grandfather's estate. Your your mom did that? At the end of the day, at the end of the night, I ran out of bread because they didn't make enough for me. Wow. And that's important. And you said you're a Subway, right? That's terrible. That's insane, D-Town. That is insane. Triple McCall, are you just getting off work? No, no, no. I'm here on the break. No, oh my gosh, this is daytime. I come in the daytime and I leave late at night. So I pray to God tonight it won't be like 1 o'clock, but probably around like 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock. That's when I'll leave tonight, Lord willing. My mom really did a number on me. D-Town, the goddess. I'm so sorry to hear that. Like, I, you got me flabbergasted. Like, I'm not even being funny. Like, I don't know what to say behind that. Your mom did that? She stole 77,000 and 40,000. That's a lot of money. Nam Yum said don't eat. Elena says hi. Nam Yum said crybaby. Um, Lynn said, "Why are you hating?" Lynn, don't pay these trolls no mind. These trolls keep me paid. I ain't gonna lie. For real, he saves lives, and your criticism is not appreciated. Thank you so much, Eleanor. I mean, for real, he's lost over 200 pounds, and you're telling him not to eat. That's rude. Thank you so much, Lynn. I appreciate that. Thank you. But I gotta eat though. I'm still gonna eat. I have to eat to lose weight. Actually, if you don't eat, people think, oh my gosh, you starve yourself, you're gonna lose weight. Actually, you're starving your body and stuff. You might lose some weight, but you're gonna make yourself very unhealthy. But if my body, I don't eat. My body goes into starvation mode, and I will not lose weight. I will not lose weight. Eleanor says, "For real, get a life." Like, how sad. I don't understand how someone can be so rude to a stranger like that. Cause it's the internet, Lynn. Honestly, it's the internet. People can be, they can be however like nice they want to be and however mean they want to be because they're behind keyboards and monitors and screens and these people will never they I know for a fact nobody would ever walk up to me and say that. Like, I'm not just trying to say I'm gonna lash out at you, but no one is just gonna walk up to me and do that. If you really were to see me in person, I'm still a pretty big guy. Getting more toned, but I'm still a pretty big guy. I've never had that problem. You says I know. Oh my gosh. Cherise says hi. Hello, Cherise. Oh nice. Where's your beautiful blonde hair, Quinn? I don't know what you speak of, but Tina and Dolly they're somewhere here in Fort Myers, here in Southwest Florida. I hope you aren't busy. Me? Well, not at the moment. I'm still on a break. I'm on an extended break. Quinn, you are so amazing. You're amazing too, Quinn. I am seeing you work. I see you working hard. Cherie, thank you so much. Moondall says, "Hey, stay blessed." Thank you. Eleanor said, "Like for real." Hey, the shooting star. Oh my gosh, you said your mom sold my social security number when I was 5 and bought a house and a $33,000 Cadillac. She lives on the ocean in Florida. I'm living in 1977 camper trailer with a tarp for a roof. The shooting star. I know y'all probably like Terrence is not your fault, but I am so sorry that y'all ever have to like deal with that with y'all moms. My mama like I don't know. My mom literally gave me food, like all of her food. My mom like never did that. My mom never did that. Now I'm not gonna sit up. My mom was not perfect, and my mom made a lot of mistakes. But let me just say this: my mom did let my uncle claim me, and because obviously, she, wanted more money, or or whatever the case. He said he was gonna give her so much, and that's when I was super, 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 super young. I mean, before I was even in school. Sure enough, um, he didn't really give her any money and stuff. That's how the story goes. A lot of people have said that, but he has passed on. But my mom forgave him and everything. But he did so much. Like, even when I got to be older, like like 18, 19, and start, getting credit cards and, get looking for cars and them checking my credit and stuff. And he did a number on me. And my mom was alive and well then, and she took full accountability because she said, well, I gave him the information. I gave him your social security number. Y'all know with a social security number, you can do a whole lot. Now he had already he know my name. I mean, that's my uncle. That was my mom's brother. Um, but at the end of the day, like, I mean, I think got all that got squared away. I wasn't trying to get nobody in jail, but that kind of did happen. But I digress with that. But it is so sad how um, people are talking about how their moms, and it ain't just y'all, but I've seen that over the time since doing this, and people say, Terrence, you really had an awesome mom, because my mom she was a dope fiend, she was abusive, and I don't know. I'm so sorry. Like I cannot relate. I can't relate to that at all. I don't know. I don't even know what to say other than I'm sorry, and I apologize on behalf of her, of y'all moms. Like that's so sickening to me. Like it's so sad. I mean, I think about Tim, from Sweetie Pies, Miss Robbie's son. I know I talk about him a lot, but Tim, I mean, this man was so wealthy. I'm telling y'all, when I went there with my best friend Antonio, like I said, he's the one that committed suicide. But when we went to Sweetie Pies, because he told me about Sweetie Pies, when I drove up, there is a Rolls Royce. What? No, I'm lying. A Bentley. I'm lying. Not a Rolls Royce. A Bentley pulls up right beside my car. Now, hell, I was in a nice Denali back then. Hell, I stay in nice Denali. But anyway, I was in a nice Denali back then. It was like, what, 2010 we went? 2010, 2011. I'm not kidding. In St. Louis, Missouri. Sweetie Pies. And it wasn't, the God is, maybe you can help me out. It wasn't like Manchester Grove. It was another one, because it was like, I remember driving downtown and taking a left anyway, and Sweetie Pies is right there, kind of like a building off to itself, and it was just so good. But I remember pulling up, and here comes Tim in this damn Bentley, and we took pictures. I took pictures with Antonio. Just look, I mean, because I really didn't watch the show. But anyway, my point is, he had his nephew Andrew murdered for money, yo. Like, I don't know. Greed is just something else. I do not. Let me say, I love money, but I'm never gonna harm anybody for that. That's horrible. Trust no one except God. Wow. Now that's something my mom would tell me. My mom said if I was driving and I saw my mom and dad on the side of the road, she said, "Boy, you better not stop." I said, "Mom, if I know it's y'all, why the hell I wouldn't stop?" She said, "Boy, you better keep your ass going. You better call the police, state trooper, call somebody, but don't you stop, because you never can be too sure." And then in my mind, like, and I said, my mom is losing her mind. But I understand it more and more now. The concept, you never can be too sure. No one's perfect, right? You can't be 100% sure of anything nowadays. And what's the harm in not stopping, and then it not being who you think it is, versus stopping and, or what's the harm in, like, not stopping because you don't know really who it is for certain, and then calling for help. That's a great way to help somebody. But then you know somebody, or you think you person, or this person is cool, and then that person like tries to harm you. That's why, like, it has happened to me. I've left a casino and I won a great bit of money when I was in Oxford, Maine, and driving back to Portland, Maine, and there was a car that trailed me for like 2 hours. Now here's the deal: somebody gonna be like, "Oh, they were going in the same direction you were going." That's still weird, because why would you ride me from the parking lot of the casino, like, all, like, basically, to Maine, to back going to Portland, Maine, and I know for a fact, like, I was driving slow on purpose. I was driving slow. Now I never stopped anywhere, but I was driving slow on purpose. Like, that's weird. And then you have to pay these tolls. They went through, they had like I paid with cash and stuff, whatever, but they have like the toll thing, but they somehow managed to get right back behind me. And now I'm driving, like, and sometimes you can get up to 70. I'm doing 60. Now, who finna sit up here and drive behind somebody the whole time doing 60? Them people wanted to do something to me. And I didn't call the cops and like that and stuff, but I was very alert. I was very aware of my surroundings, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, Tina is somewhere around. Hope she's doing well. I'm sure she is. Quinn. Shell Shakti live live from the operating room. Absolutely not. I don't fucking do that. Eleanor said, "That's terrible. I'm sorry." My mom stole half my first ever paycheck for cigarettes. Wow, Lynn, that's terrible. My first paycheck, I gave my mom like my first paycheck ever I received was $800. I gave my mom 700 of that, and she said, my mom got so upset with me. I said, Mom, I said, I'm getting paid every 2 weeks. I said, I want to give you this to catch up on some bills. She said, No, boy, no. You go out there and do something for yourself. You do this. I said, Mom, no. I want to get. She was like, No. My mom broke down crying. um, went and paid all the bills and stuff, whatever. And as I continue to work, I work so hard, y'all. And I've started working in Mississippi in surgery. This is the only thing I've done is work in surgery. And I just remember she didn't want to take anything else from me. Let me just say that she never, I always gave. I don't want to say take, I don't want to say just, her take, but I always gave. But she was just like, no, 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 that's your money, that's your money. My mom was never like that. I'm not trying to make her out to be um, the a saint. I mean, she just didn't do that. My mama didn't care. My mama didn't care about that. Like honestly, she wanted to keep a nice, decent. When she had an apartment, she could end up getting her home. She wanted to keep a nice home. She make sure there was food in the refrigerator. When her and my dad ended up getting a deep freezer, she wanted to make sure like my mom, if anything, if she is money, it was like okay, go buy food. She always wanted to make sure it was food in the house, um, clothes and all that stuff. Like necessary things. Never anything with greediness. I love you. You are funny. Thank you so much, Reese. All y'all mothers can be selfish, and I don't understand it. I know my dad guilt tripped me and my mom for years for the house and money. That's horrible. Hey, Latoya, she continued to use it throughout my life. It has brought me closer to God. Wow. The shooting star, that's amazing. What an amazing testimony. See, God works in mysterious ways. Because now, because of what has happened, you didn't let that break you down, but look how much more closer you are to God. And you've been super, super enlightening and so motivational and inspiring here on my channel. And I greatly appreciate you. And you're going through so much yourself. Physically, I know you're going through so much. And you're still come on like and just you're so supportive and I appreciate that. You have a good heart. Thank you so much, Sharice. I agree. Are you in Lakeland Hospital by the hospital stadium? I'm not, Eleanor. Nope. Latoya said, "Oh my gosh, yes, it was Sweetie Pies on Manchester." Okay, man. Okay, Manchester. I'm like, I can't. I knew it, but when I was there in St. Louis at that time, it was two Sweetie Pies. It was two Sweetie Pies. I remember that, but one of them I never went to, but I went to. It was like I don't. I just can't. I just know it was like kind of like I went downtown and I saw um like a theater or what am I trying to say? Like a theater or whatever. Not like a movie theater, but like a theater, like where people act and stuff. And I that was like it was in that direction. Um, it was there before it was there before I turned off left and go to Sweetie Pies. I just can't remember the address, but like I said, I did go there. I did go there. He had Dre deleted for the insurance money. Yeah, which is terrible. I cannot believe you just don't know who you deal with. No one is perfect, but I can't. How do you sit up here on national television and just you cry, you're sad, but we see this all the time. That's why you just can't trust people. That's sad. I'm sure they having fun with Tim in jail with that big booty. I quit. Oh, my aunt was on drugs. Oh my gosh. I gotta go get up and clean and watch some videos for work. I'll see you later. Also, it snowed where I am. I'm excited. Wow, Lynn. Eleanor says bye, said hi. Bye, Eleanor. See you next time. Eleanor says, see you next time. Oh, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all. And thank y'all for the gifts too. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate that. Like I said, I want to do like another live stream, like, I don't know, sometime this week. Maybe even like a StreamYard type deal and invite some people up. But I want to talk. I want to get back on the subject of like friendships and loaning money giving money and what all that means, because that's something that, like, I'm seeing a lot of that happening and stuff even within my life, but also within the lives of others, and I see within the lives of others, and I see that how it's tarnishing like relationships and friendships and situationships, and I just kind of want to get people perspective about that, um Eugene says, I'm whooping your ass when I see you, Tyler Perry. I'm not Tyler Perry. Tell me when and I will be there. Eleanor, okay, so I don't know exactly when, but just have that bell click for all future notifications, please and thank you. It's so hard for me to say when, because I do a lot of pop-ups, which is crazy. Because again, I could be here 11:30, and I could be here till 1:30 or 2, so it all depends. I just can't. When I would do all those what you call scheduled, I would always be late and stuff, and I said I can't do that, can't do that. I know it's okay. You got a lot on your plate. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Well, it's true. Tim is built thick, man. Oh my gosh, that is so hilarious to me. I like that word, situationships. Yeah, that's look. I call it that because in my mind I'm like, well, I don't know. I thought I had some, I ain't gonna say no ride or dies and stuff, but I'm like, I thought I had some very decent friends on here on this application, and I'm not even gonna say nothing because the amount of money and the things that have happened and stuff. Hey, the amount of money and the things that have happened, absolutely so sad, devastating. Nobody should have to go through that, in my opinion. Especially when it's something like, say, people, let me say this, people say who have like disabled children, and you use that as a crutch or as a pun, I should say. I guess you can say crutch and a pun. That mess hurts, because that's something that really plays with my heartstring. Even right now, I don't know. Like if I see somebody, if it's a mom and she got a blind kid or a kid who's just, battling cancer and stuff, and all she wanted is $100 or whatever, I'm gonna get this woman $100. And then I don't know, maybe she'd be like, okay, get your ass in the car, come on. And then the kid take off the glasses and they just go, I don't know, go to Red Lobster somewhere. Well, it is what it is. I give with my heart, and I have good intentions, but it is sad when you see people do things, um, and and it didn't happen that way, but it did. It's been messed up. It is. It really has. Now I've done some live streams about some things, and I'm not trying to be with the drama and stuff, but I'm an open book, and I haven't deleted any of those live streams or videos. So if y'all find them, they're on the channel. I have been played many times, and I could be bitter about it and still like not support people, but I'm always going to be supportive. Be it monetarily or just like talking to people, being there for people and stuff, whatever. There's many different ways to support, but you got to be careful. It's nobody's fault but mine. Full accountability. Nobody put a gun in my head, but you learn from your mistakes. It's okay. LOL. My mom works in ED. Wow, in the emergency department. Wow. Okay. You said I'm sorry. It's okay, Eleanor. Had nothing to be sorry for. It's all good. What we got to learn from our mistakes. It's the mistakes and things that, because you don't learn from success. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from, in my opinion, you learn from, well, more so the negative things in your life. Which, is it really negative when you can learn from it? But thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna skedaddle. I didn't figure out how to get anybody in here because everybody's probably doing the Cyber Monday shopping. Love and appreciate you all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.